Hello, beautiful souls. Elena Fouché here. So, getting comfortable expressing uncomfortable emotions. This is really helpful for like having boundaries and things like that. Standing up for ourselves and doing it in a way that's not mean and aggressive and horrible. Most of us don't have good training for that. So, I tell you a story. The other day, I just moved into this old town. Beautiful cobblestone streets. They're like basically as wide as a car. And I was walking down the street just from my house, and I saw this car going the wrong way on a very narrow street. And I looked at the woman who was standing on the other side of the intersection as the car went by, and we both just looked at each other and went, okay. So, and I looked at their plates, and they had French plates, and I was going the way they were going, and they stopped, and so I started to talk to them because I speak French, and they rolled down their window, and they're like, started talking to me in English. They're American. I was like, oh, well, I can do that too. Anyway, we got into this very nice conversation, and I helped them figure out how to get out of where they were appropriately, so they didn't get and we had a really nice conversation until the end, and somehow we got to talking about politics. Oh God, that's such a not a good place to go. And they said something that I really disagreed with, that someone that I thought was actually quite a beautiful citizen trying to do a lot of good work. They said this person is a psychopath, and I was like, whoa. And I said, I don't think so. And they were like, yes. And they started to get really strident, and I started to be like, no, I really don't think. Anyway, and really quickly I did what I normally do, which is just back off, because I'm okay with them having their opinion, and I'm okay with me having my opinion. Like, why do I don't really need to, unless we're going to sit and have a long conversation, and they're going to like tell me why they feel like he's a psychopath, and I can tell him why I think he's not, and then we can advance each other's knowledge and information and like have a useful exchange. That's not what was happening. So I just backed out. But what that helped me do is realize that, the thing about being able to express difficult emotions, like I was like really taken aback and like, ugh. Okay, it's one thing for me to say no, to express and say, no, I don't think that's true, which I did to a point. But I realized that it's not only me needing to be comfortable with my emotions, it's I need to be comfortable with his emotions too, with this other person being upset. So I have to deal with not only my upsetness, but the other person's upsetness. So now I've got double the problem, double trouble to deal with. And that's because no matter how much work I do, right, to get comfortable with my own anger, my own whatever challenging emotions, I'm never going to be able to do that work for someone else. There's always going to be people in front of me that get triggered, that are upset, and I'm going to have to deal with that. And as an empath, that's really hard. So I was like, crap. This is a no-win game. It doesn't actually matter how comfortable I get with myself. I'm never going to be able to help the other person. And so that was really helpful to realize, is like, okay, great. I'm always going to have to deal with their shit. The person in front of me's discomfort. But then this beautiful realization came, well, that actually I know from my own practice that the more comfortable I get in here, the easier it is for me to be comfortable with other people's stuff, right? And we all know this. Like, the more comfortable we are in our own skin, the easier it is for us to be comfortable around other people. And I think about it as tuning forks. right? If you've ever had a tuning fork, if you have two tuning forks that are the same note and you ring one of them, the other one will start ringing, okay? And so what I think of it as okay, let's say I have a tuning fork inside for an emotion like anger, and someone else has that same tuning fork and they ring inside of, the anger tuning fork starts going off. Well, okay, it rings mine too. But the more I'm able to like relax that tuning fork, it's not so charged, it kind of shrinks a bit. It's just not, it doesn't make such a loud noise inside of me. It's almost like my tuning fork for anger is really big, and then when I work on it and relax around it and release my own charge around anger, now even when someone has a really big tuning fork for anger, okay, yeah, I can feel it, but it's not making me go crazy. So the beauty here is that the answer to this conundrum of, oh my God, what do I do about everyone else's stuff, is the same. It's the same answer. It's here, getting more comfortable in here. No, I'm still gonna feel it for sure. I'm never gonna be so comfortable that, it doesn't do something. And I don't want to not feel. I want to be able to feel for sure. So, I don't want to like become a psychopath and not have any emotions. I want to feel it. Okay, yeah, they're feeling angry. It's just that it's not gonna create such a big problem in here. So I want to get to the point where I'm able to say to that person, yeah, I really don't think he is a psychopath. State my truth, even though it's uncomfortable. Have their truth come back, rah, 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 and be okay. It's fine. That's my goal. All right, hope that helps in your own exploration of anger or strong emotion, uncomfortable emotion of yours and other people's. Take care and see you next time.